the RPL Gold League. This time, uh, this game, thankfully, well, not thankfully, but just by happenstance, got delayed to a later time so that we can actually bring you two live games on this Saturday. We have Manners Maketh Men facing off against Team 5-5. I am joined by a chill penguin. I'm going to run over the blue side. He's going to run over the red side real quick, and then we'll get into picks and bends. On the blue side, we have Chia Seed in the top lane, Phoenix Reborn Jungle, Skillful Player mid, ADC, AD Carry, and Supporta in support.
On the red side, we have A Justin 99 playing top lane, Triple Nico in the jungle, Ice Vicky in the mid, Gomez in the as ADC, and A Mad Sphinx in support.
Alright, so getting into picks and bends, we see a Zed and a Thresh band away from Triple Nickel and Vladimir band away from Triple M. I'm just gonna call him Triple N because I know I'm gonna mess up how many M's I put in their tag.
It's like mid priority bans on the red side, like Valimir and Victor, which are pretty lane dominant.
Oof. Looks like a lot of target bans on the side of MMM, not wanting to let some of Triple Nickel's favorite picks get through.
Tom Kench, a really strong support pick, almost canceling like most mid all in champions.
Ooh. And now we get the Kaisa first pick. Very insane. I've seen that a lot of these gold teams don't have a high priority on Swain. I've seen Swain get through like every single pick and ban, and no one seems to be picking him up. So
Hashtag ban Swain.
yeah, really.
Yeah, Swain is really insane right now. Just has strong wave clear and able to completely separate the back line.
The Leona priority is something we also don't see all the time, but that explains the removal of the Tom Kench. Not wanting to have to deal with the AD carry constantly being able to get out, but there's a lot of other disengaged champions in the bot lane, so we'll have to see how MMM react. Oh, they also pick up the Caitlyn, the first priority pick. Actually, I am not that experienced with Kaisa. If Kaisa is really strong, then maybe she does warrant the blue side pick, but
Usually Kaisa is pretty strong, but you don't really want to like first pick it because like as most people is probably Kaisa hasn't been out that long, so not a lot of people are most experienced with her. So there's still a lot of counters that appear.
are we assuming? Okay, there's the Swain lock. Are we assuming the Kaisa is going towards the AD carry, or could we see it flex towards mid, with the Swain being a possibility flexing to the top lane?
You don't really see Kaisa mid a lot because they really nerfed her AP potential. So usually she's usually in position in the jungle or AD, but
Okay,
it looks like it most
looks
likely will
like
probably be AD.
yeah, it looks like Jarvan will take the jungle spot for Phoenix Reborn. Definitely a player preference, as champions like Olaf and Skarner are generally more used in pro play, but Jarvan is still like a tier below those guys in the jungle pool. And Syndra, a lot of comfort picks coming out from Triple Nickel. Or sorry, Team 555. God, that's so hard. Their captain's name is Triple Nickel, and their team name is Team 555. It's so hard not to confuse those. So going into the second rounds of bans here, we'll have to see what they target on MMM side. They still need their support and their top laner. Alistar will be taken away from Supporta. And on the side of Team 555, they're looking for their jungle and top lane. So probably not top lane bans unless there's something specific one of these teams don't want to play against, but generally don't want to pinch your own pull too hard.
Usually Sion is a really banned top laner quite a bit due to his like just winning lane over most matchups. Usually the only matchup that he really struggles on is against Shen. But Shen does kind of this percentage and usually wins those traits in 1v1.
Definitely seems like Team 555 is scared of the all-in potential behind this Kaisa, getting rid of a lot of the easier engage supports. I
I'm
mean, I'm
quite
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm really quite surprised that they didn't ban the Ornn. Usually an Ornn Swain combo is quite prevalent in pro play since Swain is able to just ult the enemy champions and everybody who's knocked up, Swain can pull all of them at once.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I've never seen that. That sounds broken as heck. But Sion and Ornn are both available going into this second rotation, and Zac will be picked up by Team 555, so giving that top lane counter pick over to Hey Justin. It's most likely a Morgana mid. There's so many flex potentials, but I'm pretty sure that's Morgana Kaisa. Yes, it
yeah.
is.
They probably really want the Black Shield for the Jack and Syndra all in. Even Leona as well.
Yep. So if the Orianna does get locked, that means the Swain does go towards the top side, and that gives a lot of AP damage to their top side. And if Jarvan doesn't go tank, this is a very squishy lineup. Only Jarvan and Swain for pseudo tanks, realistically. I have to see.
You know? A
It'll be very.
Garen.
Oh my god! It gets locked
Oh,
in.
well, at least I'm not really familiar with the Garen versus Swain matchup,
I mean, is anyone?
but I'm pretty sure Garen usually wins since hey, it's just his overall. Since Swain doesn't really have the strongest damage early, and Garen has that W passive, so he can usually just do a QE and just run away with barely any damage potential. And Swain doesn't have like the longest range, so Garen's probably always gonna have his passive up.
Wow, that's an interesting team composition out of the side of MMM. I definitely like it. I like the potential it has with the Jarvan Oriana combo. You have Swain who can just kind of exist within all of this team fight. And Kaisa Morgana. I definitely like the Morgana into all the heavy CC that Team 555 are bringing.
Also, this is a problem with first percent the Kai'Sa. Usually, Kai'Sa with her ultimate, she's really up in your face type of ADC. And against that team comp, you really want to be up in there. You have a Syndra, you have a Garen, you have a Leona that can just Q melee range.
Yeah, it'll
So
be
it's going to be really tough.
Kaisa's going to have to rely a lot on Jarvan, Oriana, and Swain creating the space for her to exist in team fights because she doesn't really have the damage to rip through a Leona Zac Garen front line, and it's going to be really risky for her to jump straight onto a Caitlyn or a Syndra.
But overall, it's most likely going to be a Caitlyn favorite in the bot lane since Kai'Sa doesn't have has really limited range at the start and needs to have like that first item spike once he gets the evolved Q, so she's able to just easily DPS and get those stacks done. But in the early game, usually Caitlyn has the advantage, even with the Morgana counter pick against Juliana.
Yeah, my only problem with that is the double ranged into the melee. Leona's going to have a lot of presence in the lane for Caitlyn to be able to shove into it. I think it's definitely possible just because Leona Caitlyn is so potent, but Kai'Sa Morgana do have shove options available to them. Oh,
Looks like
this
they
this
might pressure with the Jarvan. The Jarvan might go for a level 3 gank in the bot lane since Caitlyn Leona is probably going to try to go for engage level 2, and they probably could bait that out.
yeah, early gank's definitely possible. I like the ganking potential from Zac Syndra on the side of Team 555. You just constantly pound that mid lane. The Orianna does take cleanse, but sometimes against a Zac that is just not enough, unfortunately.
Well, I am usually Syndra versus Ori is probably gonna Syndra's probably gonna be more prioritized unless into the pre level 6 until Oriana starts getting that Ludens and be able to just outpush the Syndra. But then she has to be really careful with that Zac because that Zac is gonna put a lot of pressure compared to the Jarvan.
Yeah, I know they nerfed some of Jarvan's base stats, which is why we saw the fall of him as the king of the jungle a little while ago. A couple, actually, quite a few patches ago. But I'm pretty sure he does still outpace Zac as most junglers do in the early game. So we'll look for Phoenix to be making the first play on the map, most likely. Oh,
20 seconds left on the spectator delay.
gotta love the spectator delay. Always makes it interesting.
Only there is a one without it.
Quite unlucky, really. But what are you gonna do? Almost loaded in now, or almost getting to the load in, I should say. And I hit my desk. Fantastic.
It's like Jarvan went for the electric Q.
I believe most Jarvans go for that over tanky options, just because whether you're going full tank or not, it gives you a lot of damage in the early game where you can be very potent. Level 2 ganks for junglers are very, I guess, non-existent in most meta junglers, but Jarvan is one of the few that can pull it off really easily.
Oh. Tell me when you want to pause at a certain time so we can
I don't
be
think
lined up.
it should be fine. It's gonna black screen for a little bit, and then we should go into game at the same time. Yeah, did you just start?
Yeah,
Oh, and we got a
pause.
pause.
Beautiful.
Alright, that was at least a quick one. We'll be getting into game, it seems. I think I have it. I'm still getting used to having the stream set up, generally.
Tell me when you're ready.
Oh, wait, what? You paused?
No, no, I don't know. I'm saying if you have anything.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Looks like 5 pillars from both sides of the team trying to block all that path.
Looks like, pretty standard runes. Orianna opting into the minion dematerializer. Everything else looks fairly, fairly standard across the board.
Usually, you don't really see the corrupting on the Swain. Usually, most Swains usually go for the Dorans with 2 pots. Even doing mini Demon Challenger, but I guess they need a tank, so that's why they E1 Resolve instead.
Hmm.
Looks like Jarvan and Zac are both going to start from their bottom buff, perhaps going for a 3-minute gank or 4-minute gank top, if they do so have the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm surprised that neither of these bottom lanes want to opt out of not helping their jungler and get a really strong push in the bot side. Because definitely if either lane shows up first, they will get the push from level 1.
Pretty standard lane.
I'm waiting to see how this Swain and Garen matchup unfolds. Ooh, Leona walking up for an execute on a range minion takes so much harass.
Looks like that was just, she went a little bit too far. Definitely has to be careful with the binding.
You definitely don't need to be executing or using your relic shield stacks on the ranged ones. They actually give less gold and put you in much dangerous. Level 2
Level 2.
advantage. But bind and W from Kaisa go wide, so just walks away with an auto attack.
There must have been a little bit of miscommunication because the Morgana didn't have to land her Q to get the kill.
No, definitely not.
The Kaisa definitely should have put more pressure at that moment.
Looks like a gank topside from Phoenix, though. He's got the red buff. The W slow, the red buff slow. The EQ max range, losing a little bit of DPS because of it, but we'll get the flash. Wouldn't have killed even if he had EQ properly, but yeah, don't need to extend your flag the entire distance. It stops your auto attacks for a little bit because you're not next to your target anymore. So when you're confident you're going to land that with the slows from the red buff, and you can definitely shorten up the distance for your EQ to maximize your DPS. But an early game,
Pushed out. Whew.
ooh, Leona goes in on the bot side, but Black shields immediately. The ignite from support down. Airy, Summonary Flash Auto is not going to be enough. ADC and support trading summoners. That's 2 summoners down on both sides. The flash and heal on the side of Team 555, and the ignite and flash on the side of MMM.
See the Oriana Jarvan definitely taking the Zax Raptors. It looks like nothing's gonna come out of it.
Ooh, an EQ into the mid lane misses though, and not gonna be too much follow up. The stretching strike, not going to pull him into anything.
Well, a little back, we can see that there's really weird for the Leona being really quite ambitious, trying to go for the engages on the Morgana.
Yeah, definitely. You can outplay that matchup to the point where another EQ from Phoenix going far too forward. I think he could have pressured Zach's passive if he had actually played that properly.
I
Still
think he was
looking
a
to
little
play with.
bit scared.
Ooh, flash bind misses completely.
Oh,
Neither of the CC connects, and Zach's able to E out for free, still keeping his passive available to him. But a lot of early pressure out of Manners Maketh Men. That is a team name and a half.
but I think the Jarvan won out a little bit over there because the Zac does have the back.
Bind lands in the bot side. That's a lot of damage. The W is going to connect. That passive proc from Kaisa just does so much damage.
Especially when she can proc really quickly once the more binding hits, since
Yep.
it also gives her extra stat.
It gives 2 stacks from allied CC, yes?
I think so.
Yeah. New champions, man. Ooh, pulled the Garen into melee range. Garen's gonna take a quick trade.
Yeah.
Considering the HP bars before that, I'd say the Garen actually came on top of that trade.
Usually with the problem with running corrupting potions, like once you ran out of it, you have no mana, and
Yeah.
it's really hard for you to gain back it.
With Swain having no mana here, Garen should probably just look for a recall. Swain's not going to be able to push this into its tower and it's a siege wave, but he's just running around to get a ward down, not going to take the base timing.
Usually with games around this particular elo, there's not really much tracking. Since Garen probably could have saved the ward going and fighting the Swain, since you know that red buff is up for Jarvan's.
A Zek gank attempt in the bot lane not going to mean anything. Spell Shield won't do, or Spell Shield will connect the stretching strike.
Interesting how the Garen didn't go for the interrupt there. Swain had no mana.
Really not sure, but teleport being used in the bot side. Or, excuse me, from the... Again, Phoenix going in on Zac, not using the EQ quite properly. Just kind of wanted out of that situation, it looks like, though.
Still a bit surprised how Jarvan or Zac is not putting pressure in the bot lane as much as it is, since of how much they fought so far.
Yeah, really. The summoner spells being blown by the bot lane 2v2s is just such a signal for all junglers to just come down. But seems like they're both really behind in their pacings, taking their second buff. Or Phoenix just took his second buff, is still just hit level 5 off of it, and Triple Nickel will also get level 5 off of his second buff. So a little bit of inefficiency coming out of the junglers here.
Nico is still 4.
Nickel's still, well, he hasn't taken his second buff yet.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. He should get 5 off of it. I'm just waiting to see if he gets. Yeah, he gets 5 off.
Okay.
I like how we were both waiting for that. Yeah, so trading continues overall. Jarvan actually electing for the red smite, definitely wanting to pressure early.
I think Jarvan should right now put more pressure around the Inferno Drake, because you know that you have a Morgana Kaisa, which now is out pressuring the Caitlyn Leona, and you have an Oriana out pressuring the Syndra, so this is a really good moment to get wards up and prepare for that.
Yeah, I definitely like ganking bot lane just because the Kaisa Morgana has definitely taken a stranglehold on this lane. It's kind of what I was talking about in Champ Select, where the double range lane is just able. Ooh, flash from skillful player. Respecting that Icy could have landed that stun, but did not actually. And Hey Justin is going to blow his flash, face checking into a Jarvan. They're gonna go for this though. Here comes the ult out of J4. The demonic ascension has started, but it wasn't in range. Flash forward. Hey Justin has no flash. If he can get the stacks or another ability, hey, the Q comes out and will secure first blood up in the top side. Phoenix and Chia Seed. Chia Seed? Is that correct? I think that's a reference to one of those chia plant things. Is that how it's spelled?
I have no idea.
Oh, Chia Seed picking up that First
With the
blood.
Jarvan showing us top, looks like they're just gonna take this Inferno.
Should not be really any contest unless they want a 2v3 for this. Phoenix has actually just walked straight down through mid lane. They're going to try and fight for this. Triple Nickel's 5. They have
They
Leona
have the
ultimate.
DPS.
Oh, TP comes out. Big shockwave lands onto Triple Nickel. Phoenix Reborn disengaging, but Icy is in the backline with no mana whatsoever. Kaisa goes deep, and Garen will pick up a double kill. The Zac Boblets are still down, but I don't think anyone can get really into them. Kaisa's on the wrong side of this. A good flash. No one was covering that angle, and Kaisa will get out of that. That's a 1-for-1 overall? Or 1-for-2, excuse me. Right? Yes,
Yeah.
Leona died on the side of Team 555, and Manners Make Its Men lost both Morgana really early and the Orianna.
Looks like that play went really messy. You can see that the Swain was super behind when they fought. Definitely wasn't able to be in that fight until later on the end.
Yeah, they didn't seem to realize that the top play would prompt Triple Nickel to go for the Infernal Drake, and once they realized it, went for a haphazard fight. Seems it also seemed though that Team 555 wasn't ready for them to contest it. They didn't have the Syndra roaming down first, even when they knew Jarvan was walking down through the river. And oh, we've seen engage onto a Mad Sphinx that will blow his flash. I really would have preferred, actually, Jarvan to save his ultimate and regain topside with Garen flash still up, though. Or still down, excuse me.
I think he's just scared right now because if he knows that if he goes top, the Jarvan's gonna, or the Zac is gonna take the
Ooh, binding onto bot lane. That'll be death for a Mad Sphinx with no flash from the earlier bind. I think Caitlyn's fine. We see an all-in topside from Chia Seed. I don't believe he has the damage, though. Not even close.
Looks like Leona getting abused by the Morgana Kaisa.
Melee support's quite hard to play into the double range. Oh, Morgana might be dead. Yes, the WQ combo. Can Kaisa pick up the kill? Oh, flashes too, but Kaisa does pick up the kill off of it. As Phoenix is soloing down this Inferno, he definitely has the damage to do this, so he'll be fine.
Definitely gonna get the Inferno for Team MMM.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any action around mid lane. Or jungler attention, I should say. The mid laners have been fighting quite often.
Yeah, it's quite weird, especially when Syndra and Orianna, they're both really prone to ganks.
Yeah.
Definitely a main problem in pro play. They're usually not picked due to how much they're able to be ganked.
Interesting, the junglers have elected to put their focus elsewhere, but a lot of fighting in this game already. 7 kills at the 12-minute mark, and a dragon, which has led to a nice little 2,500 gold lead for the side of Manners Maketh Men.
Yeah, you can also see that usually Caitlyn, you mostly pick it to get that lane advantage, to push out the bot lane, but it looks like it's not working out with Kaisa having an almost 700 gold advantage, and the Morgana having 600 as well.
Yeah, the first pick Leona was really interesting from the side of... Oh, we see a gank in the mid lane. The damage is actually flashed away from on the side of Ice Vicky. Good flash from him. TP came out from Chia Seed, but it will be cancelled as he needs to fight Justin in the top lane. I don't think anything will come from this fight, and Icy, or I keep saying Icy, Ice Vicky. Ice Vicky's gonna have to back from the mid lane, and skillful player in Phoenix might look to pressure some of this tower, or just get some deep vision. Oh, Ice Vicky actually cancelled his recall.
With how bot lane is, the Jarvan should really try to pressure that. Since if you're trying to bait the Leona all in engage, you can just counter it with the Jarvan just straight up ulting them and just getting that bot tower.
It's really unfortunate for Caitlyn. She seems to be forced into using her Q for CS, which is a really bad sign for the lane, and it's also pushing the lane into the Kaisa.
But Zac is trying to see if he can make a play bot.
Oh, this is the classic ward gank. Fighting over a ward now, they won't take the bait. Chia Seed continues to abuse Garen up in this top lane. Zach's walking around, but Orianna's coming down soon.
It's like that Spectre's Crow not doing much work for the Garen, getting poked still with that.
Orianna's about to walk into this fight. And here we go, Shockwave onto 2, Bind lands onto Caitlyn, but they can't get any damage. Is the Ignite gonna be enough? The Summon Aerie will take him down. On the backside of the fight, Leona dies to Orianna as well. That'll be a 2 for 0. Triple Nickel barely getting out. Keeping his passive up still.
It's quite interesting with the Zac. He kind of ulted the Kaisa into the Caitlyn instead of just sacrificing himself to save the Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely could have taken... Did he just get one person in his ulti or 2?
Just the Kaisa.
Just the Kaisa, okay. Still, yeah. Definitely a little bit of lack of communication on Triple Nickel's side. And Kaisa is starting to become a huge problem. Both Kaisa and Morgana 5 out of 6 on the KP. Definitely focusing all their attention down here. First pick on the red side for Manners Maketh Men, and they're definitely abusing it.
Looks like they're getting first blood on the bot tower.
Oh. Caitlyn is just painfully behind at this point. 1600 gold down just between the 80 carries. We really need... Oh, go.
I'm still wondering on the approach on the Syndra. Usually Syndra actually wins the matchup against the Orianna. But it looks like she's getting out CS'd and getting even pushed out, and in some cases of the game, even without jungle pressure.
Definitely interesting. I'm not big on the mid lane myself, but I know Archangels is strong. Are both of these champions usually rushing the Archangel staff?
A lot of people usually get the Archangel staff for the sake that it now gives cooldown.
Ooh. Sphinx going in again on the bot lane, but support whiffing the Q, decides to continue the all-in with the ultimate. Sphinx is definitely going to go down, but ADC is looking for Gnome, and he'll find him. Mad Sphinx, the bind misses again, but should just get run down. Maybe, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, the fail flash over the wall. ADC picks up 2 more kills, 4-0 and 3 on the Kaisa.
Yeah. The bot lane should definitely not be engaging.
No, I'm not sure what an 03 Leona is thinking going all in with no jungle assistance.
Yeah.
Oop.
But, looks like the Syndrome might be picked off. Yep.
That was just an easy 1v1. Phoenix looking at Justin here. This is going to be 3 people. Justin definitely caught out. No ultimate is available for Orianna. Doesn't look like though. Well, they might be trying to run this down. Triple Nickel still has passive. The knockup from J4 hits them both. Flag and drag. And Zac is popped before his ultimate goes off. And Swain will be getting his second kill of the game.
Looks like Inferno's also up. They might just get this mid tower, then transition to the bot lane, getting 2 Infernos for the eventual scalings of Kaisa and Orianna in the late game.
It seems Manners Maketh Men definitely have a strong hold on this game. Gonna pick up this second Infernal, as you said. Pre 20 minutes, this is really huge for this team.
But back on the topic of Archangel staff, usually a lot of mid laners or AP mid laners usually rush Archangel staff because with the changes of AP items, it now gives you 10% cooldown reduction, and to a lot of champions that's very good.
Doesn't it actually give 20? It gives 10
20.
on the item,
Yeah.
and then it has the haste passive that gives an additional 10%. That's a unique
Yeah,
passive, so you can't
yeah,
stack
so
it.
got you another 10% than before.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's just really good. You get a shield, you get 10% cooldown reduction, and you get approximately like around 180 AP bench point once you get it activated.
Yeah, well, Manners maketh men looking for this Rift Herald to extend their lead. All the outer towers are down, so they're going to have to use that on an inner tower. Slightly harder, but with their gold advantage, they shouldn't have a problem. Ooh, Shockwave goes wide. Solar Flare hits Skillful Player, but an Instant Cleanse will keep him safe. Playing really far forward.
He might go for a bait. Oh, if the Kaisa landed, he probably would have got it in there.
Ooh, that's a flash bind. That will be a kill onto Mad Sphinx. Going down again. Flash forward from Chia after his teleport in. Will drag Icy, but he'll stay just fine. I don't think Manners Maketh can get any more kills off this, but they can definitely pressure the wave. I would expect to see Rift Herald popped. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, Syndra definitely, Syndra and Caitlyn have to get that wave clear in, but they're so behind at the moment.
There's not really a good Kate trap line set up either. They're going to have to let this tower go down. Baron is actually spawning right now. You almost could just fake a Baron attempt right now if you wanted to, or start it if you're ballsy enough to. Looks like they're just going to get a little bit more chip damage on this mid tower before they leave. Shockwave hits Caitlyn actually, and Phoenix goes really far back. Orianna's already fallen. Zac ult brings him back. Kai'Sa's gone deep with the ultimate. Gets hit with the Cinder ultimate before she takes him down. Trying to kite back, but will go down eventually. Manners maketh men. Huge commitment for no reason. Lose 3 to just the 1 of Team 555.
Yeah, interesting how the Kaisa just went in the back line. Going that solo queue mentality.
That's that montage play you see in your head. You're popping off, you're killing everyone, and then you just ult in and die. You know, happens to the best of us. Definitely a huge overstay. Already taking, they came onto the map, got Rift Herald, got a tower off it. You can easily reset there and play for Baron control, but a little bit of greed and one tower dive later, and triple Nico and his allies will pick up a few kills and a couple shutdowns.
It's like the Orianna going for that Morelos. That's a very unusual. Like most cases, a lot of people would like to opt in for the.
Once you get Luden's here, yeah.
Mana. Yeah, the mana increase also boosts your Archangel's passive as well.
They actually saw both Zac and Syndra on that ward, or actually path over to it, on this ward right here, and that prompts Manners Maketh Men to start up the Baron and take it for free. Team 555 not respecting how quickly this Kaisa can shred an isolated target.
But it looks like MMM have a really strong control wards around the objective. Even that ward like far in the back of around the blue buff area is spotting both Zac and Syndra.
Yep. Definitely looking for them to move their vision line into the red side jungle though. They still have a couple control wards deep in their jungle. But MMM will want to clear out before they proceed to take more towers with this Baron buff. Looks like skillful players already on that though.
Looks like Zac's gonna get forced off the red buff. Unless he's gonna go for an engage.
I really don't want to fight this here, I'm not sure. Goes for the 50-50, loses it to Phoenix, who is a level above him.
Yeah, right now they're 10k go behind. Pretty tough, especially for a team comp that's not really good at coming back.
No.
You usually want to be ahead with that type of team comp.
You really do, and at this point you're almost hoping that your Syndra can somehow one-shot Kaisa, but a Death Dance on Kaisa and only an Archangel's for a completed item on Syndra, that is just not a possibility at the moment.
Especially Leona. One item completely behind the Morgana, as well as not even having a single defensive item.
Yeah, their only saving grace is that the Kaisa is a very short range AD carry and has to walk up quite far to hit the tower. So, oh, Zac goes in. The Black Shield immediately onto Orianna. Only drags 2 back in. Chia Seed is doing so much damage on the Swain, while Phoenix Reborn picks up 4 in a Cataclysm. Huge shockwave to follow it up, and they will clean house. Only dropping 2 members for an eventual ace, as Ice Vicky will most likely get run down here. No, double stun
Oh,
keeps him alive. Phoenix will fall. Skillful looking for the kill. Skillful will pick up the ace. Phoenix will trade his life for it though, and Skillful will continue pushing with Chia. All in all, that was actually quite a good team fight from Team 555. The health bars are extremely low on the two remaining members, but 10k gold deficit allows you some wiggle room.
yeah. Definitely when the Jarvan was able to get three of them in that Cataclysm and then just have like Swing just right next to him, absorbing both healing and just DPSing them. Oh,
Oh,
Garen
wait,
might.
that's a
Oh,
Justin? Okay, I thought he was gonna run past him, but the Demacy Injustice should come out. Actually, just runs him down. That's
he
good flank.
yeah, he
Got a
wasted a
shutdown.
teleport on there.
What did he teleport?
Nice.
What did he? There must have been a. I'm assuming a ward in red buff that expired shortly after.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any other way for him to get around there.
Nah, there has to be. That has to be the case. Now we're looking, even in a 4v5, Team 555 is having a hard time taking control of this Baron area. And
Using
they,
okay, usually in this situation that they definitely should not just beat up the dragon, especially
no,
when top is
they, they,
pushing in.
they should leave. Chia's gonna be up. Chia's up right now, has TP. There's a ward right behind where Syndra's walking right now. If they walk into this dragon pit, they're gonna die. There's also a pushing wave top lane. And a pushing wave bot lane. Yeah, they have to concede this dragon.
Yeah, this gold deficit is really hurting them. Yes. Ooh. Oriana has almost enough gold for an entire item ahead of Syndra. Kaisa is almost at that same area as well. It's pretty tough right now. Ooh.
Ooh,
Syndra should
shockwave onto
not be
Ice
losing
Vicky
that
and the
position.
Cataclysm. That's gonna be a dead mid laner.
Yeah. Usually you don't want to be by yourself in an engaged comp under a tower at this point of the game.
No, that was quite too far forward, and now they're gonna look onto this inhibitor tower. Zac threatens a dive. Ooh, the flash in from support. He's gonna get the one kill by himself, actually, somehow. The root will bring Mad Sphinx back. Kaisa jumps in. That's just gonna be clean house. 4v5, too easy for the side of Manners Maketh Men, and that is going to be game one going over to them.
Yeah, that seems like that Zac was pretty much just a really weak attempt because you see that your mid laner is dead, but you still engage in what is it, a 18 gold deficit or 18k gold deficit.
Yeah, definitely a last ditch. I think I would have preferred seeing if your mid laner would get up in time and actually swapping to fighting underneath the Nexus towers, but the attempt was made, and Manners Maketh Men will take game one in the series.
So, what do you think has really stand out on Team MMM for this game?
Um, I really dislike the priority on the Leona, especially to get it so hard countered and their lane to basically straight up lose.
Yeah, Leona definitely did take a lot of really aggressive engages, especially when super behind and against matchups that really is unfavorable for her. But bot lane definitely did play the matchup correctly, the waiting for the Leona engage to come in and just go on burster with the Kaisa passive as well with the Morgana QW.
Yeah, some of the Morgana binds went a little wide, a couple times, but the pick itself worked out really well, and the Kai'Sa was really strong. I'll be very surprised to see them get a hold of that again. men or men? Can't remember. Alright, getting into game two here. Picks and bans. Looking for Team 555 to swap to the blue side now. Curious. Yep, there's the Kaiser ban, as assumed. Have to see all the adaptations we go through this. I'm curious if Phoenix will get his Jarvan or not, because that was a lot of the early game pressure that came out of Manners Maketh Man. Man.
Yeah, you might also see a Swain ban as well, because I think Swain definitely really pushing back the Garens throughout the whole laning phase, and was always alive in almost every single team fight as well.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're just gonna have to ban that one out, or if they maybe have a better pick into it than the Garen. I think there was definitely, like I believe we noted the Sion and Ornn were both still up, very strong tank picks that would have fared a lot better and just done more in team fights. So
They're still trying to get a Leona pick, 'cause they have banned the Tom Kench again from last game.
yeah, seems to be a lot of heavy priority. 3 bans going towards supporta, uh, in the last game, and getting the getting the Tom Kench ban again.
Yep, there is the
There's the
Swain
swing
ban.
ban, just like you thought. So the J4 does slip through. We'll have to see what Manners Maketh Men will prioritize now that the Kaisa and the Swain are down.
Yeah, especially with having red side, they have the chance to even go Morgana and Caitlyn, which is a very impressive lane.
Zaya is banned, so I almost want to say that doesn't say that they want to take the Kate Morg, because Kate Morg can deal with Zyricon fairly well. We'll have to see. I think Caitlyn is the strongest available pick. Darius was the first pick from 555, so going with the unconventional early pick still. Uh, in my opinion, a stronger top laner than Garen at least.
It's like getting the Gnar, a very strong pick for almost any top laner. I mean, that range is
Oof.
kiting the Darius.
And instantly, Phoenix does not want to double back onto uh, his Jarvan pick. He wants to swap it up to a Jax pick. Very interesting not being able to see the enemy jungler. And Triple Nickel also swapping it up with a Xin versus Jax. This is a jungle matchup that I have not seen in quite some time.
Definitely switching off of what's the current meta with Olaf starter, as with a few picks like Zac. But they definitely both have very strong early pressure.
Wow, swapping up all of their picks already. Ice Vicky swapping from the Syndra over to an Anivia pick.
Very interesting Vladimir pick. Vladimir doesn't really fare well with Anivia.
Yeah, they've already lost a lot of teamfight potential that they had last game. Gonna rely a little bit more on scaling in their own lanes. And will ban out the Caitlyn, so they definitely didn't want that Caitlyn Morg lane. They definitely had the opportunity to take it. More support bans from the side of 555, which seems to be a trend at this point.
I wonder what is the bot lane gonna pick. Usually you don't really see the bot lane appear on the last two.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Looking over picks and bans, you've got Jhin is still prevalent to pick. Tristana would have been had she been let through. Uh, a lot of people have been playing Ashe more recently too. That could be something we see towards.
Ashe is really good against the common ADC, especially like Caitlyn. But not a lot of people usually pick it as a. They mostly pick it as a reactive pick.
Yeah, I could see it being picked into a Jhin here, but that's just about it. And Jhin will be taken off the board, so a lot of AD carry bans. We'll have to see what they take. Ezreal definitely the choice that they want to go for is they insta-lock it. We'll have to see the bot lane coming out of 555 here, how they're going
Yeah,
to respond.
it really puts Go Team 555 in a really weird position because not a lot of ADCs are really quite good in this matchup right now. I mean, like a lot of the AD carries are right now are really immobile, or he's AFK. Oh, Draven. Interesting Draven pick.
Wow. This is quite the shakeup from game one.
Entirely different picks coming out from really both sides. I don't think we have a single repeating champ yet. Mad Sphinx, what will he
I think in this
take?
point you really wanted Arden support to really buff the Draven, Jin Chao, and yep, the Karma.
Yeah, okay, there's a Karma, big shielder. AoE shields in the team fights. Will be interesting and
Ooh,
okay. Seem to be having
it's
an error.
yeah.
We'll get back in the champ select as soon as possible.
Looks like the PC became a toaster.
Yeah, it looks like someone's computer froze up, so as soon as we get him back in here, we will get back into picks and mins as soon as possible. Alright, so we're gonna speed through this as quickly as possible.
Well, what do you think would support would pick against this team comp, especially with the Karma Draven bot lanes?
Karma Draven bot lane, and we already have an Ezreal. You could look to honestly pick like a big roaming champion. I like Tahm Kench, Thresh, and Bard, but two of those champions are already taken off the board. Um, Bard, even a solo Rakan would not be too bad. I like taking a roaming champion in this scenario, or you could just look to match the. No, you really can't match the Karma
Usually
Draven
Karma
at
is
this
picked
point.
as a counter with against Lulu and Morgana, so not the most effective pick right now.
No, there's pretty much if you want to be anywhere smart about taking Ezreal and playing into Draven Karma, you just want to grab a roamer.
The Rakan pick is definitely really good, especially with how they have a Jin Shao Darius melee form, and Rakan is really good at grouping them up with the ultimate and then knocking them up.
Yeah, Rakan would suffice for the engage that the team definitely lacks. Bard could also set up a few Gnar ultimates. We'll have to see which way they go. Hopefully we can pick our champions a little quicker.
They need to think, okay?
I have to remember what they were playing. They picked all their champions in order too. This shouldn't be hard. Let's go. There we go. There's some good picks. Now we're talking.
High elo drafting.
There
They
we
don't
go.
even have to. They immediately pick them.
They got their synergy on another level.
Looks like we're almost at the point where we left off.
Just about, just about.
Oh, looks like Draven has been auto picked.
Yeah, unfortunately
Yeah.
they waited till the pick went the whole way through, so they need to use it again.
Uh,
They're not able to redo that, unfortunately. Especially since they went to the Karma pick, that's quite unfortunate. But, I mean, Draven Karma is quite a good lane. You can definitely see... Oh, what? Wow!
interesting.
That is no engage, just about. You're like counting on a Vladimir flank or a Gnar engage realistically on the side of Manners Maketh Man.
Yeah. You don't with especially with Ezreal, you don't really want a Janna, unless you expect to lose the lane, but you definitely don't want to play that way. It's too reactive, especially in a team setting.
Yeah, definitely would have liked to see some engage or roaming potential out of the support, but we'll have to see what this Ezreal Janna lane can do. Generally doesn't do all that much, but we'll have to see.
It's like Django has a phone call.
Hey, look, man, that scared the shit out of me. I'm assuming it's because, yeah, it just turned midnight. It's my birthday now. Woo.
At least with the Janna pick, they do have a really strong kiting potential against the Jin Shao and Darius.
Yeah, I suppose if the enemy team is always engaging onto you, it works, but I
Definitely doesn't really help the laning
no,
process as
yeah.
much.
I favor the early game of every lane on the side of Team 555, so with that much advantage, I don't really see the Janna panning out too well, but we'll have to see what they do with the pick. Also playing, or taking Ignite on the side of Triple Nickel. God, Team 555. For the added kill pressure in lane.
But it looks like Naru definitely has the priority top lane. Yep, because Naru has quite a good kiting potential. Without the movement speed from Darius from Phage, or unless he's just ghosting in, but in most cases, Naru's probably just going to end up pushing in the lane.
Oh, I love the spectator delay. Don't you love the spectator delay? I love waiting.
Is that guy okay in the background? Okay.
Dude, it's a fun time living with two buddies.
Make sure he isn't dying.
No, I think Dragon is killing someone is what he's yelling about. Oh, wait, I just actually noticed that the Darius opted into Flash Ghost instead of the teleport.
He might be running Spellbook. That's usually a lot of Darius's sometimes do that so they can get that ghost in.
Do they usually start with Ghost if they run Spellbook, or do they start with Ignite and swap to Ghost? I don't know. I
I
really
guess
don't.
that's preference at that point.
That's perfect. I don't know. I have not seen too much Darius, although I've been seeing it plenty tonight. Had one or maybe even two in the game before this I casted, so definitely interesting. And just about ready to load in. Nice, 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 nice. Whoops.
Oh, looks like the Darius did not go spellbook. It might put a problem, especially when they're now relying on the Anivia teleport rather than the Darius.
Yeah, that's 1 TP into 2 because I assume the Vlad himself did take Spellbook.
Yep.
Is this a Batman cameo in this stream?
It might just be.
Put the Play.tv
Yeah,
version
I'm
up.
trying to. I have to fucking download it, dumbass.
Batman the
Wait,
God
wait,
himself.
that's toxic, Django. Hi everyone.
I'm
I
not
love
a
you all.
toxic player.
I
What?
love you all. I can tell you that it's been a very, very boring night because I'm not playing with like all you guys. First time I haven't played in an RPL season, and it's driving me nuts already. It's only the first week.
Week 1, baby.
Okay, bye everyone. I love you.
Okay.
Alright, fantastic. I'm glad Batman loves everyone. This
Interesting 5 pillars. As it doesn't seem like anybody's doing a 5 pillar. It's like a really mutated version of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Draven is standing. Also not sure, is Nar supposed to take the D shield into this matchup? That seems really odd.
I guess he's just scared of the Darius, maybe. Interesting how the Jackson and the Jinshao didn't go for that conquer. Pretty unique keystone, especially when you can deal true damage. Very scary for a lot of matchups.
I haven't experimented with Conqueror too much as a bot lane person myself, so as much as I've heard, it's just really good into tanks. But I don't know how many junglers actually take it.
Is the Hanshin Shinrun. It looks like they're both going to do a clear towards top lane.
Xin Zhao opting into taking his Raptors while Jax took the Wolves though. I mean, Jax gets to the top side faster. I believe Jax also just has a naturally faster clear.
I definitely do not really like the Janna going coin. Usually you want to go for the spell thieves, especially against a Karma. You don't want to like go coin for the sake that your W is not going to deal that much damage and you just losing that pressure that you would get from spell thieves.
I feel like she's afraid to walk up in this lane is the reasoning behind it. It's terrifying to walk into the face of a Jenna Draven. One misstep and you'll take way too much punishment.
Usually a lot of problem with a lot of Janna players is like people are now still playing her as she was the last season ago. I should say E-bot, but with the changes to W, she does quite a bit if you play aggressive with her.
I definitely do, but right now ADC and support are having a hard time. A lot of mana. Oh, we got a 2v2 in mid lane. A flash from Triple Nickel will keep him safe. The stun lands back on the skillful player. He's about to have his heal back. One more auto from Phoenix will take him down. That's first blood onto the Jax jungle. Triple Nickel will lose his flash and his life in that trade. All sums burned minus Anivia's flash and teleport, so.
Ooh, looks like the Darius is coming.
The Darius roam down, but not gonna get too much out of that, just forcing the Vlad back.
Yeah, that's very bad for him since he didn't get anything. Now he's gonna have 2 to 3 waves above him in XP. But still, that was pretty smart on the Jax, seeing that the Jinshao on the Scuttle or the Ward, one of those, and just hiding right out of vision and going for that counter
Right
game.
above the corner, it was very well played from Phoenix. Good to see the Jax. Ooh, So much damage in this bot lane. E was not available. The Ignite will drop onto ADC. Oh, and it will take him down. Heal was already used, not available in that circumstance. And this looks like this bot lane for... oh, excuse me. Looks like the bot lane for Team 555 is working out quite well.
Like the Ezreal did not expect that
Shit.
first. He healed, then he flashed after the snare ignite. Which, if he went flash instead, he probably would have lived through that. That must have been a miscalculation of his part.
Wait, just now realizing I didn't change the team names. Well,
They'll figure it out.
yeah, though, you know.
Oh, the Jack's coming for a gank bot lane.
Counter Strike in, stun onto the Jenna. W will land on Mad Sphinx, but the snare will connect. Knock up only lands onto Gomez. He's going to be able to run it out. Red buff won't be enough, and everyone will leave with very minimal HP.
Yeah, this is also another case. Like, if Janna went for the typical W max at this point, they probably would have gotten both the kills with that slow reduction and movement speed. Tailwind.
Yeah, also the knock up not landing onto the Karma. Not even flashes or heal blown. Oh, we have a pause coming out. Not sure.
Yeah, definitely quite a bit of misplay in the bot lane. That would have probably would have went really good for MMM if they made less misplays. If you the DC,
Hopefully it's just something that can be looked at quickly. Feels really bad right now being Ezreal coming back into lane against a BF sword. Draven only having a tier to yourself.
yeah, very scary. Yeah, especially with the Karma and now with Janna going for Emax, it's pretty tough to not win the lane.
It's almost impossible at this point. Another interesting thing is Jack's picking up oh, whoops. Jack's picking up the red smite Cinderhawk too. We'll be going towards a full tank build.
It looks like Anivia has gotten her R. She should now have really strong pressure against Vladimir, as she does counter her, or counter Vladimir once he reaches that point.
Ooh, Xin is behind. Another 2v2 in the mid lane. Doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it. More trading up top lane. Darius, even after making that big roam, seems to have clawed back the CS lead.
It was like that pre-6, Vladimir is ahead by 20 CS right now.
Oof, that is way too low CS for your mid laner.
Usually that's the trade-off with the Anivia. Strong wave clear after 6, really weak wave clear before 6.
Sphinx ran up and made that gank attempt quite obvious. Though he wasn't seen on a ward. Manners making men.
Aggressive. Definitely takes
Ooh,
him
we
down.
see Jax
Ooh.
coming towards the top side. He's seen on a ward, but Darius seems to just want to go in. Oh, Nara's
That might
not
have been
on the
a
same page.
miscommunication.
Yeah, Nara went back to farming there. That was interesting.
It looks like when you do have spotted Jax in the top lane, this could be a good potential to do Dragon right now, especially with the bot pushed in.
Be smart. Triple Nickel just looking for a gank onto the Vladimir though. Vladimir has his sums. Don't know how smart of an idea that is. Looks like they're gonna go for it now. Q just wore off. There's flash
Nice
and
wall.
puddle. Yep. Forces out the flash. I assume Vlad will just recall, swap his ignite to teleport and get right back in the lane. Doesn't want to lose too much pressure down here. Xin Zhao's now going to rotate to his top side where we see Jax gonna have to rotate to his bot side as his entire bot jungle is up. Curious to see if Xin Zhao will run into the river and clear out any of these pink wards. There's 3 pink wards on the top side, 2 in the river and 1 in the tri-bush. Skillful player actually pops the Anivia egg. Not going to be able to kill, I assume. No, he doesn't have the damage to kill her out of egg. But no man on the side of Anivia. Does not have a... Oh, Draven ulti coming out. Oof, they're so low, but Monsoon and Heal both still available. Or excuse me, just Heal available. Monsoon has not been skilled up yet, as Janna is still level 5.
You can see like the Ezreal is really not respecting the Draven, just eating in just to get damage and just getting autoed in for like 1/4 of his health.
Yep, Phoenix will have to show bot side to relieve this tower. Hopefully it does not go down. It looks like he'll be able to stall it long enough. Vladimir is yet to back and still... Ooh, wow! Complete all-in, disrespected damage. But Phoenix is down here in the bot side. Flashed before the stun actually went down. The stun won't connect. Janna's going to land the knockup on the Draven. Draven has flash. There's a fight in the top side too. Bot side, everyone gets out. Only the heal used on Darius. Gnar is not going to be so lucky though. His flash was already blown. Oh,
Oh, it looks like
wait.
the pop out.
Oh, the flash. Wait, he didn't auto. Okay,
Oh.
some sloppy play coming out of Triple Nickel, and hey Justin, that was definitely a kill, but they just didn't right-click the champion, it seems. Wow, that should have 100% been a kill, but that one slips through their fingers.
Yeah, looks like Ice Vicky is also not respecting Vladimir. She has no mana, so there's no reason to be in lane.
No,
you
you
definitely
have-
teleport up
yeah.
as well, so there's
There's
it's
no
definitely
reason
not
to stay
willing
there.
to risk it.
Yeah.
You would think that Nivea would learn after her passive got procced and having no mana.
Yeah, the added damage you get from the third Q on Vladimir is shocking to a lot of people, but as a mid lane player, you almost expect that to be common knowledge. Again, going for a trade when Vlad Q is almost up, which is really risky. It's like
In this matchup, we really just want to just clear waves. There's no reason to 1v1 duel him.
yeah, she's dead again to the ulti. Triple Nickel can't fight this even. I'm pretty sure Triple Nickel will die if he continues this fight. Yep.
Yeah, Nivea is definitely playing too aggressive.
Yeah, you just want to catch waves and bounce waves and not interact with the Vladimir as much as possible. Now he's already got a lead and it's becoming even harder. Phoenix is behind the bot lane, but Xin is behind him. Gomez takes an all-in onto the Janna. The Whirling Death coming back will secure the kill. Looks like Phoenix and Skillful are coming down to collapse on this. This is a 3v3 if Ezreal can get involved. There's the counter strike. The stun will land this time. Skillful's in with the ENQ. That is enough damage. Red team teleport in. Triple Nickel's in a lot of hurt, but he doesn't have enough damage. The Gnar is mega'd and will take out Icy Vicky. Icy Vicky not really paying attention to the teleport, I don't think.
Yeah, especially he actually went in melee range with the Vladimir as well.
Oh, Mad Sphinx, what are you doing? Getting too greedy. Tried to kill Phoenix and dies for it. That was so greedy. That was so greedy.
Yeah, there's some really interesting plays. You can see that both MMM and 5 are playing really greedy. Ezreal getting really close up to the Draven, and Anivia just getting close to the Vladimir. And then we have Karma just trying to protect that bot tower with no assistance as well.
I think she was actually trying to go for the kill on Phoenix, which is just unrealistic, but thought she had it. Janna's just in their jungle. Wow. Alright, so a lot of greedy plays like this. Nivea has the egg. I don't think
Maybe she
Skillful
just
can
back
really...
off right here.
Yeah. Oh, that's... Alright. Wow. I am just at a loss for what these teams are doing.
Oh, that profit Anivia. Oh,
Just slightly
he
missed.
Anivia.
So Vladimir will go down just for a kill onto Triple Nickel. Definitely a worthwhile trade in the side of Team 555. Gomez running at the face of ADC.
You can see skillful player having 6 of the 7 kills on Team MMM, having almost a 3k gold lead over that Nivea at this point of the game.
That's more, it's more of a gold lead than, Manners Maketh Men have on the game, in fact. Oh, Phoenix could find himself in a rough spot here. Gomez has a lot of damage. Interesting enough, Gomez went for the Bloodthirster first.
Yeah, with the problem with Draven is like anything could really work on him as long as the first item
Yeah.
has cooldown reduction or has a lot of AD.
We're seeing 4 people mid lane for Team 555. Actually, yeah, all 5. Hey, Justin's hanging out. Skillful. Vladimir is pushing in the boss side though, and no one's going to stop him. He's going to get a lot of damage on this tower. That's a huge wave. And they let half a wave crash top before Darius gets there. Losing a lot of gold for really nothing.
Yeah, I think Vladimir can actually 1v2 the bot lane. He definitely has the AP and the magic pen.
Oh, with his summoners down, it's a little bit risky, especially since Karma has the ignite to stop the healing coming in from the Vladimir. Looks like Chia Seed wants to look for something on the mid laner. Why go for a trade? The Nar's right there, Mega. You see him on a ward, but he's also seeing himself go down. The sun will land. There's no way Anivia gets out of this one. Phoenix picks up the kill. Greedy. What? As the Anivia, why do you go for a trade when you see the Nar on the ward?
Yeah, Vladimir also engaged on the Draven. Now he's forced them back. But it looks like they're forcing Draven to just stop the Vladimir by himself, but he's so low.
If he wants to stop that push, he almost has to ult the wave. The other wave's at the outer tower. Here's the Karma now. They don't win this 2v2. Ignite blown for practically nothing.
They definitely should back here, yeah.
Yeah, they can't win that. If the Xin Zhao showed up and made it a 3v2, they would have won it, but skillful player had the mind enough to know that shouldn't be greedy like his teammates.
Yeah, like there did a prediction on that poll.
Yeah, it was pretty cool actually. It was nice.
But it looks like through his bot lane, and that's just gonna give Jax the free Rift Herald, uncontested.
Skillful player definitely taking up a lot of pressure. And even Ice Vicky is trying to hold off 2 members because of it, and then they get a free Rift Herald.
Vladimir's ult is almost up at a point where he's able to just engage on the 3 people bot lane.
Yeah, he'll have Flash and Ultimate. I think with Flash and Ultimate, he could actually take this 1v3 and trade his Flash for a kill.
Yeah.
We see 3 people from Triple Nickel now heading towards the mid lane. They catch out Phoenix. He doesn't have jump up for a few seconds. Can they get the snare off? There's the counter strike. TP has already been channeled by Chia Seed. That's oh my god, that's a massive ultimate coming out of the Vladimir Hemoplague. Oh my god. Flash is burned everywhere. Really good, actually, double teleport from both Skillful Player and Chia Seed. I thought it was just Chia Seed at first. Big Flash Hemoplague secures the team fight win.
Yeah, especially with the Fed Vladimir, they don't really have any disengage actually, so it's really hard to like block out the Vladimir from the team fight.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with going for the Ardent Sensor first here on the Karma. I think it's a good item, definitely, especially since it will proc off Darius, Xin Zhao, and Draven, give them plenty of stats. But right now, in the current game state, you're just getting destroyed by this Vladimir's team fighting. You just want to go lock it first and try and mitigate that because you have no other way of doing so.
Like then you'd be a wall troll on his own team. Definitely not what he should be doing at this point of the game.
See Triple Nickel just walking up to this tower a little bit, getting a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, they're gonna have the Vladimir push the bot lane as well.
I don't like that Vladimir's pushing bot. He has a minute yet, but they definitely want to rotate him towards the mid or top side, seeing as he does not have teleport. And the Baron is about to spawn.
They also should take effect with that Rift Herald sooner or later, because you don't want that Nivea to scale to the point where the Rift Herald is later practically useless.
As I said, the Vladimir will be joining his team in the mid lane, looking for a flank actually. He's going around. They could be fighting here. This could be really big. Phoenix goes in with Flash Stun onto Hemoplague, hits 3. Really big damage out, and the Hemoplague finishes off Anivia. That's 3 for 0. Triple Nickel and Hey Justin can do nothing in this fight. They both go down. That is a 5 for 0 and a triple kill for Chia Seed.
Yeah, that's a very strong Vladimir. Pretty much one-shotting 3 of their backline. Like, they had almost nothing they could do to really stop it as well.
It's a massive flank.
Looks like that might be inhibitor for Team MMM.
3 of them have already spawned. It will definitely be the turret. We'll have to see if MMM decide to stick around. Looks like they will. Jackson, Ezreal, both fairly capable of taking down inhibitor quickly, and they'll get it before Triple Nickel can respond.
Yeah, at this point of the game, the Vladimir doubles the Anivia's gold right now with the 4.4k
Wow.
amount of gold. Making a big chunk of that gold advantage at the moment. Also, Anivia is only 400 out of the 750 stacks off the off her Seraphs at 20 minutes, which is usually where you're supposed to get it as a tier champion.
Also has not found the time or place in her build to get boots.
Who needs boots? Cassiopeia doesn't run boots. Why should I?
Yeah, that's a fair enough point, but looks like Manners Maketh Men is just gonna pick themselves up a free Baron. Mad Sphinx sniffed it out, but can't do anything about it.
Looks like they might make a play top. They definitely has still tier up. Tier 1 is still up.
Vladimir's teleport is actually going to be up before Chia Seeds because of the Spellbook passive, even though he used it a little bit sooner than Chia Seed, just a couple seconds. Might look to put him in the mid lane while they put the 4 remaining members in a side lane. Vladimir can definitely punish anyone who walks up to try and clear the super minions out, and then easily walk to help his team. Actually, I just noticed in the top lane, the outer tower has yet to fall.
Yep.
So they might just split push that with the Gnar for as long as possible.
Also, the Ez does have no kills, 10 assists. The team player, more assists than Janna actually.
Most assists in the game, second KP, second highest KP, only to skillful player himself on the Vladimir. Gnar will take the first tower of this Baron push. Vladimir's going to look to push in this bottom tower. Looks like the bottom lane of 555 will respond, which is just disrespectful at this point. He's 2v1 you guys how many times?
They can also just do that dive on bot lane. They don't have to really worry about this tower.
Looks like Phoenix is going to come down too. They could be looking for a dive.
Ares also cannot stop this, just getting poked out.
No, hasn't even
This
put
might
any
be a
damage.
kill.
Oh, Chia Seed is going for the dive. Easy enough. The Ezreal ult comes out but is not needed. That is a tower in the bot lane, a tower in the top lane. This is 3 towers for this Baron already, and MMM don't look like they're about to stop.
Yeah, this game is just a massacre right now. There's nothing they could do.
Chia Seed flashes in and Gnar's icy on the top side. She's down in egg. Triple Nickel doing what he can, but it's not enough. You have to be in the circle to damage him though. Chia taking way too many tower shots. He'll die. And Triple Nickel will fall. Or Triple Nickel will escape, excuse me, but that's just not enough. Hemoplague down, and They're looking at the end of the game right now. Just the Vladimir is too strong, running it down into their base, actually into their Nexus a little bit and dying.
Actually, this might
Pretty sure
actually
ADC can.
possible.
I'm pretty sure ADC can win this. Yeah, he can just walk up
Yeah.
and hit the Nexus. I
Super
can't do
minion.
anything.
But Draven's
Wait,
up,
Jenna,
and
Jenna,
actually
Jenna.
might have
Okay,
to- Oh,
Jenna just needs to stay behind ADC. Phoenix is gonna go for the end here. Draven flashes forward, gets the kill. They return kill. Ah, God, wait.
I think Ezra should just sacrifice himself. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, no, Phoenix could have just stayed on the Nexus. Yeah, just hit the Nexus, boys. Just hit the Nexus.
Oh,
Greedy
please,
plays.
please.
Greedy plays.
It's just your KDA.
It's just the kitty. Manners maketh men. We'll take it in 2 sloppy yet convincingly stompy games. So, a really fun series to cast, but holy moly. Mistakes from both sides, but Manners maketh men. Showing a little bit of flex with their muscles. Winning 2-0 over Triple Nickel and Team 555.
Yeah. Vladimir running the 18k damage compared to Anivia's 7.5. More than doubling her damage, actually. Yeah, Karma on 555 did the most damage on their team.
Yeah, and the auto pick Draven did the second highest, so not too bad. Again, though, the Team 555 doesn't seem to have their pick and ban really figured out. Their first picks, their first rotations have just been extremely ineffective in both games, so they definitely need to shore up that a little bit moving into future games. Alright, well, that is the last series we'll be casting tonight. You can join us tomorrow where we will have 2 more series that were casted tonight that will be broadcasted tomorrow on Twitch. We'll make a global announcement about when those will be going out, but until then, that's the last you will hear from us. Any closing remarks, Penguin?
Got milk?
Alright, we'll end it on that. See you guys later. Have a nice night.